This is ppc.zone April 2026 e-commerce expansion. I'm your host, Jill Saskin-Gales. I use the pronouns she and her. I'm a Google Ads coach, ex-Googler, and the founder of the Inside Google Ads course, podcast, and book. I created PPC Zone in 2022 to elevate new perspectives and insights in our industry. PPC Zone is proudly sponsored by Optimizer, User-Centrics, and Two Trees PPC. Two Trees PPC asks, do you ever feel like your PPC campaigns look good in platform but don't translate to real growth? At Two Trees PPC, they'll connect your ads to what actually matters: revenue, pipeline, and lead quality. So you're not just optimizing for clicks, you're optimizing for quality. Learn more at twotreesppc.com. User-Centric says, as e-commerce brands move beyond Google, tracking gets more complex and privacy risks increase. Cookiebot manages user consent transparently, while user-centric server-side tracking helps keep data flowing reliably across channels with more control. If you're diversifying paid media, this setup helps you scale without sacrificing trust or measurement. Learn more at consent.ppc.zone. Optimizer says if you're feeling overwhelmed by the AI shift in search, you need to check out Fred Valley's new book, The AI Amplified Marketer. It's the ultimate guide to using Gen AI to supercharge your marketing without losing the human touch. Then you can experience it firsthand with Optimizer's latest sidekick release. Try Optimizer today at ai.ppc.zone. First up in the zone is a Facebook and LinkedIn ads specialist with 7 figures in Facebook ad spend under her belt. Today, she's here to share her perspective on how to scale beyond Facebook using story-based advertising on LinkedIn and TikTok. Please welcome Sarah Sal.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me. So one day I got a threatening email from Facebook telling me to stop interfering in elections. The ads, they were ads about Photoshop course, to the point where when I talked to the rep, I had to say, I don't know which country you're from, but during the election, do politicians talk about Photoshop, right? It's frustrating. I had another client that helped people treat insomnia, and we were accused of running X-rated ad. Nothing X-rated about insomnia, I could assure you. But for 3 months, we could not run any ad, and revenue took a dip, right? If you're hacked, Facebook ad support is like talking to the wall, right? So you don't want to put all your, even if Facebook is good for you, even if Meta is generating revenue, you don't want to put all your egg in one basket, because for whatever stupid reason, Facebook might ban you. And second, if you want to get more revenue, more client, one of the best way is to jump on new platform. Often in B2B, I tell client, why don't you try LinkedIn? And they tell me, do I look like I'm as rich as one of those two cats? Do I need to sell my kidney, or should I stop feeding my cat caviar and lobster? And it's no surprise that people assume LinkedIn is extremely expensive, because the average cost per click is $5.78. And I audited ad account in the United States where the cost per click was as high as $20. But it doesn't have to be that way if you do your work really well. This is a campaign, a webinar I run, and I was getting lead for $3.40. And I repeat one more time, I was getting not clicks, lead, as in people going to a landing page, giving us their email, and each one of those leads cost us $3.14. On 875 ad spend, we got 3.3x ROI, so almost $3,000 on a course that costs between $400 and $700, between $400 and $700, just to show you could have a good ROI on LinkedIn without selling a product that costs $100,000 to enterprise companies. On contrast, on Facebook, our cost per lead was as high as $21. We got some sale, but the ROI was like around 1x compared to LinkedIn of 3.3. I'm not saying LinkedIn is always better. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I'm just saying try both, right? And let the number tell you which one is yours. So this is something interesting. If I go to Facebook interface and I say, give me the number of people who have a chief executive officer job title and who work at Apple, Google, and Microsoft, 24,000. I didn't know that Microsoft had 24,000 SEO. It just showed that targeting, B2B targeting on Facebook is not as good as LinkedIn. And actually, I have a funny story. I think this was like maybe 15 years ago when people would run follower campaigns on Facebook to get more people to like the page. And the client's like, hey, let's target SEO, thinking that, my God, the SEO of a big company would follow me. And when I checked the profile of some of the people who liked the page, the job title was CEO at lovemaking. I don't think that's the type of CEO he had in mind. So LinkedIn is clearly superior when it comes to B2B targeting. You have something on Facebook called interest targeting, right? There is a university where they got very famous, viral for having the police pepper spray people into their eye and face. And then they hired a search engine optimization agency trying to remove. So each time people type their name that they don't appear in the first result, and this article went viral on Facebook, right? So now you interacted with this post. Facebook said, hey, you're interested in the topic of search engine optimization, even if you couldn't care less, just because you interacted with a piece of content talking about SEO. It just shows how Facebook interest targeting is not that exact. Here is a loophole, or here's a secret to get good results from LinkedIn. To have good results, you need high CTR. Average CTR is around 0.5, but if you see here, 2.3, we're almost 5 times higher than the average CTR. My secret, storytelling. Don't go to AI and ask AI, please write me 100 ads. When everybody is using AI, what makes you stand out is your unique story, unique perspective, the unique story of your client that other people cannot replicate because it's unique for you. And storytelling is one of the most powerful ways of capturing people's attention. Same thing. This is an ad for telemedicine, and you see here 6.2 CTR, way 12 times the average. Again, I used storytelling. I mean, for the story, this is Stephanie. She used to work as a nurse practitioner, and everyone at the clinic is like, "Hey, I want to see Tiffany. I want to see Tiffany. I want to see Tiffany." That she generated $1 million of revenue for the clinic. And at the end of her workday, she was forced to work 5 hours of overtime, right? And when she asked for a tiny increase in her salary, they laughed in her face. And she said, I felt so insulted, I left, right? There is some drama like this attract people. This is how I got 4.5x ROI on a high ticket course regarding telemedicine. TikTok is another one. I got 0.32 leads to a lead magnet. You see here we got 462 leads, 0.32 British pence, so maybe $0.50 per lead. Not too bad. And here's story. Actually, there is a parrot, and this is a real story. He used to speak English with a British accent, disappeared, came back speaking Spanish. And then I tell the story and I say, how does that help you to battle in Spanish? We turn it into a TikTok ad. The thing about TikTok, people hate being sold to, but they love listening to a story. And once you gave them a story, it's easier to sell to them at the end. So I'm just going to show you what the video looked like.
Parrots obviously know a thing or two about learning Spanish. In California, a missing parrot that spoke English was returned to its owner after 4 years speaking Spanish. The discovery happened when a vet found this missing parrot and used a microchip to track the parrot down to its original owner. But instead of speaking English, the parrot was now speaking Spanish, saying things like soy de Panamá and ¿qué pasó? Instead of English. The parrot's method was simple. He just kept repeating words and phrases that he heard often from his new owner, daily words and phrases. And sure enough, after a while, he was speaking Spanish. For you to phrases that come with free...
And then, of course, at the end, you have a call to action. And this was an ad that not only got view, it got click, it got opt-in, and it got sales for the course, right? It just so shows how powerful storytelling is. And then finally, there's only so much I could say in 7 minutes. If you want to learn more about how to get crazy ROI with your ad, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, whether it's TikTok, using storytelling, I have a free book for you that I show how I got 1,280% ROI by using storytelling. Just scan the QR code or go to the URL in front of you, and you could get the book for free. You could replicate exactly what I did. You don't even need to thank me. And yeah, it was a pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to everybody question and answers later today.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing your unique perspective and insights with us in the zone. I learned a lot, and I had some good laughs here, as well as I'm sure our audience did from your storytelling. If you'd like to connect with Sarah Sal, you can find her on LinkedIn. Our next event will be in June 2026. If you would like to apply to speak at an upcoming event, you can do so on our website at ppc.zone. Thank you one more time to our sponsors, Usercentrics, Optimizer, and Two Trees PPC for supporting our mission to elevate new perspectives and insights in our industry. You can learn more about Optimizer at ai.ppc.zone. You can learn more about Usercentrics at consent.ppc.zone. Those are both affiliate links. And you can learn more about Two Trees PPC at twotreesppc.com. I'm your host, Jill Saskin-Gales. Be sure to follow me on LinkedIn and or subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss future PPC Zone events. I look forward to seeing you next time in the zone.